Welcome to this month's episode of Bowhunt or Die. I'm Todd Graf.
And I'm Justin Czar.
It looks like spring is finally here as both the temperature and the hunting action has finally begun to heat up. Several of our team members have been out in the woods chasing longbeards, while some of us have been preparing food plots and getting stands ready for this fall.
That's right. First off, we're going to join Dustin DeCroo and Dan Shaefer in Wyoming for some exciting turkey hunting. After that, we're going to check in with the rest of our pro staff to see what they've been up to. They've been hard at work prepping food plots and stand sites for this fall, hoping that all that work is going to pay off with some monster bucks. Plus, we're going to follow Todd as he gets his new Mathews monster bow tuned in and ready for the upcoming bowhunting.com get-together.
So let's not waste any more time as Dan Shaefer jumps in his car and heads to Wyoming to start his turkey hunt.
Well, 7:42, it's not exactly the 3 a.m. start I'd hoped for, but at least I got to say goodbye to the kids this morning and my wife, going for a week out to Wyoming to shoot some turkeys with Dusto. It's going to be a good time, so stay tuned. Pry me out of the chair! Out of my seat, man! 14 hours of driving.
Beautiful.
It was like exactly it's 14 hours and 7 minutes. I left Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. 940 miles later, I made it to Sheridan, Wyoming.
It's turkey time, brother.
It's turkey time, man! We snuck up over, looked over the top here. We got some turkeys about 80 yards away. We think we can get along this creek bottom because they're right off the edge of this creek bottom and sneak up over the edge. Hopefully we can get within 40 yards of them and get a shot. We're gonna have to make it quick though. Put the face mask on and away we go. Dude, this spot and stalk turkey hunting, buddy. That's where it's at. Bowhunt or die, baby. 2 spot and stalk turkeys with the bow. What was that again? The Mathews Z7 Extreme Waffle Smasher. Lays them down, buddy. I wasn't using the Gobbler Getter, which I should have been, but I was using a Spitfire Max, which is still an expandable. And that sucker there puts a pretty good gash in them. Two birds, spot and stalk in Wyoming. I mean, we were heading on to set up the blind, and Dustin spotted these birds up in this flat up here. There's a creek that runs down below here, and there's a nice bank here where they were working their way towards us. And finally, it worked out perfect for us. We just snuck up on the edge, sat there behind a little piece of sagebrush, watched them come. The first one here was 24 yards when I shot him, and then the second one came over and started pounding on him. And then I took a shot at him, and 2 birds. Miriam's in Wyoming.
All right, April 19th, cold, snowy, windy, prime turkey hunting conditions, but we're gonna get after it. Hopefully we're gonna turn these quick fletches red tonight and be ready to roll. snuck in here successfully. We've got the birds are out in this field here to the west. And the last few nights, when Dan and I were sitting down below, these birds would come up here onto this flat and work their way over. There's a big cottonwood over here if you see. There's so many things these birds can do, and they do a different thing every night. So we'll go check it out though. These birds are right over here. They're probably 30 yards from this point, so we're gonna try to make something happen, do a spot and stock. We gotta grab the bow. We barely got up here. I don't know how we made it across the field without this bird seeing us, but we did. So all of our stuff is outside the blind, but we're in here and hoping that he's gonna feed up here and we can drill him. Waffle stomper, baby. We got switched into our ninja gear. We got everything outside the blind except for the chair that Dan's sitting on. So this bird's still feeding. He's a really, really nice tom. So we're gonna sit here and play it out and see what happens. Gonna give him some putts and purrs. Try to make him feel special. Come investigate us. No decoy, no anything except for a bow, a camera, and 2 guys in ninja gear. That's how it is, baby. Merriam's in Wyoming. "51 yards, I just butterballed him. Waffle stomper. I have no idea how this just happened. We went over to spot and stock these turkeys. We're sitting there laying on our bellies. We turn around and I go, uh-oh, look at that. And this bird was out here feeding on 150 yards, and we took it slow. We stalked all the way back over here, used the blind for cover. We crawled in the door. I don't know how. It was, oh my gosh. The door was facing the way we needed it to be just by dumb luck. We didn't plan this. We got in here, and I'm not sitting on a stool. I reached out here and got one, and I have no idea. The old gobble getter. I tell you what, I absolutely love this head. Does exactly what it's designed to do every single time. You can see that bird, that arrow didn't zip all the way through that bird real fast. It delivered a bunch of shocks, so that is awesome. I'm so excited right now, I can't even explain it to you. There it is right there. Bow hunt or die. This is so much fun. Need one more, I need an Osceola for the Grand Slam. So, all with the bow, but man, what a beautiful bird. So big too, I love it. All right. Anyway, let's get back in the blind and see if we can do some more waffle stomping, baby. know what happened, but I thought I absolutely smoked him. I mean, the arrow punched through. He looked like he didn't get touched at all. He just laid down over here by the fence. So we're gonna give him a little while and keep an eye on him. And then we're gonna go pick up our second bird of the day. 4 birds in 2 days, hunting Merriam's in Wyoming with my good buddy Dan Shaefer. What an incredible hunt. And thanks so much for Dan coming out. That was it's been great. So we are officially tagged out in Wyoming. He is enormous, but he's got solid inch and a quarter spurs. Just absolutely beautiful. Check this bird out. That is a rope. Wow. What a day. I can't tell you. This has been pretty incredible to have two birds like this in a matter of hours. Dan's yesterday, just absolutely amazing. And you can see that shot's $1.5 inches below the wing bone. I don't know what took so long, but it doesn't matter now. He's ours. What a beautiful bird.
Now, I'll be the first to admit, I'm not much of a turkey hunter myself, but after watching those exciting hunts, I think that a trip to Wyoming may be in store for next spring. Congratulations to Dan and Dustin on some exciting hunts and some great turkeys that they put down. You know, they didn't have the best weather conditions for turkey hunting, but they stuck with it, they hunted hard, they were successful, and most importantly, they had a lot of fun doing it.
Next, we're going to get an update to see what the rest of the staff has been up to. We all know that putting in the hard work now can pay off big come this fall.
All right, guys, it's March the 20th. Today, we've got an existing clover food plot behind us, and it's actually already starting to come back up with the warmer weather we have here in Virginia. But we planted it last fall, and it did really well, but there are some bare spots right now, and what we're going to do is just broadcast some seed with the seeder, fill in the bare spots. We've got some good rain coming next week, and the warm weather's already arrived here in Virginia, like I said, so just going to get some clover seed in the ground, pray for rain and warmer weather, and watch clover take off. Watch the deer come to the food plots. So let's do it. This time of year is also a great time to fire up your mineral stations if it's legal in your state to put out minerals. Maybe not in the north this time of year, but in the south at the end of March. The antler growing process has already started. We've got some minerals and we've got a hole here. This one's just a year old. This one is really dug out. They really hit this one hard last year.
It's the end of April. Mike and I are on the farm where we're planning on putting a couple of our poor man's food plots in. You know, as you guys saw last month, Mike was talking about this particular farm. There's just not a lot of food on it. The food they do plant usually gets harvested early for silage, so come fall, there's honestly no food other than whatever acorns drop. So we're going to take this area. It's a big clearing here. We've actually got one of the primary bedding areas for this particular piece of property is directly to the north of me. On the other side of this, there's a creek that runs through here. On the other side of that creek, it's one of the main bedding areas for this property. So today we've got the backpack sprayer full of Roundup. We're going to round up a big area. We're going to trim down a few bushes, hang a tree stand, see how everything looks, and get to work. The grass is dead, I hope. Well, we've got everything sprayed down. Mike's trimming a path right now for us to be able to get into the tree stand. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a soil sample. Got my shovel, got my bag. I'm going to go ahead and take a soil sample from one of the spots that I didn't spray just on the other side of the food plot. I'm going to go ahead and take a sample, put it in this bag, send it off to the lab, and they'll let us know what we need to do to get fertilizer and lime down into this plot. So, got our soil sample here. We're going to plan on coming back to this plot in a month, spray it with Roundup again. We're going to fertilize it. We're going to get raked off so that it's going to be pretty much open, just dirt. We want to keep this field pretty much just open dirt through most of the summer, keep our work at a minimum so that when August comes, we can get a plot planted in here. Now it's time to hang a tree stand. Yeah. Well, here we are, it's stand hanging time. You can see Mike's trimming down a bunch of the trees around here. He just cut us a nice path to be able to walk in to this tree stand through the wood instead of coming in through the food plot, so we're not leaving any scent out there. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting the stand hung. For those of you guys who are out hanging tree stands here during the springtime while it's still pretty cool out, obviously tree stand safety, something that's extremely important. Make sure you're wearing some sort of safety belt. This is my tree hopper belt. This is what I use when I'm hanging tree stands during the summer and fall months. This thing's fantastic. All right, well, we got our food plot sprayed, we got our soil sample collected, we got a couple of shooting lanes trimmed down, we got a path cleared here into our tree stand, we got our tree stand hung. We got probably half the work done anyways that we need to get done to get the stand set ready. We're gonna come back in a month, we're gonna spray this all again, probably fertilize it. We're gonna finish trimming out all the lanes, get the cameraman stand hung and make sure this thing is good to go. So the only work we'll have to do at this particular spot between now and the hunting season is get our food plot to grow.
It's the beginning of May. We are ready to go. We've got a huge agenda today. We're going to do a bunch of spraying. We've got at least 3 different fields that we want to kill with Roundup in preparation for planting here in the weeks ahead. It's going to be a great season. We've got a lot of work to do today. We're going to hang a set right over here in this one main draw. We're going to put corn on both sides of it. We're going to make it very attractive for those bucks to travel at during the midday hours. So here we go. Brian, I hope you can hang with me today because we got a lot of work to do. All right, we just got to our first spot. This is about a 3-acre field that we're gonna burn off right now. What you can see is last year I established this clover patch here, and it's basically a nice runway going on the side of this hill. This here is gonna be all planted in corn. This is gonna be about 3 acres of corn. There's a big tree, you can see it just right about there. We're gonna be hanging a set there today. Now the goal here is this is a big main draw that comes up through this property. The deer like to bed up high on that hill. There's gonna be food on this side of the draw and on that side of the draw. It's very narrow between here. The goal is to catch these bucks during daytime hours to be traveling right through this main draw, right up, and then they'll be able to eat on both sides. I'm gonna have beans and corn on the left side here, and on the right side is gonna be all corn. So basically what I'm hopefully is gonna happen here by putting these 2 food plots is that these bucks are gonna be traveling the middle, and bingo. Brian and I will be right there and we're gonna film a monster get killed this fall. That's the goal. Well, it never goes the way you expect it to go. Unfortunately, when I filled the tank, I filled it out of a well, and there's just a lot of slime in the water, and it keeps getting clogged up where the intake is. So we're having to stop like after every 2 passes, and we took the air pump and we've been spraying air into it that shoots it out, and we end up being able to go for like 2 more passes. So it's kind of a pain in the neck, but you know what? We got the field sprayed. We're ready to go. We're gonna head in the woods here. We're gonna cut down a couple of trees, make a nice little funnel where these deer keep skirting by me, number 1. Number 2, we got 2 lone wolf stands to take down. Let's do it. saw 2 giant bucks slide through here last year. I didn't have a stand over here. This is an absolute pinch point right here. We've got a big ravine that cuts here. I had a timber stand improvement program done in this property this year, and a bunch of trees have been cut and have all laying right here. And this is about the only easy access for these deer to come right through here. And when you see the trail that's burned through here, it's incredible. It's kind of an east wind spot. I'm able to come in from the south. The wind blows that way. I get right up in that stand over there. Any deer running this trail right here, I got a perfect 20-yard shot when they come in. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go through here. I'm gonna cut out a few more limbs just to make sure it's nice and easy paths for these deer to come through here and to make this be the easiest spot for them to cut through. Let's do it.
It's going to be really interesting to follow everybody through the season to see how their food plots turn out. You know, everybody on this team is at a different level in the size and the types of food plots that they're planning, so it's going to be really cool to see how they turn out come fall. I know from talking to some of our new teammates, Clinton and Frank, that they've been putting a ton of hours on the tractor down in central Illinois, and next month they're going to have a bunch of tips and tactics for planning food plots, so be sure to check it out.
This past week, my new Mathews Monster MR7 showed up, so I headed over to see a good friend of mine, Tim Zimmerman, to help me get all set up. With the bowhunting.com get-together less than a month away, I wanted to make sure that I'm ready to go. The day has finally come. My new Mathews arrived, and Tim here is setting it all up for me, getting it dialed in. Tim's been working on my bows for years, so here we go. Tim's going to tell you a few things that he's doing. He's putting my Apache rest on right now, and he's adjusting my D-loop for me. So we're going to be ready to go, and hopefully when I walk out of here, I'm going to be pounding some bullseyes.
Tying the D-loop in right now. I'm going to burn it off. I'm going to pull it tight. It's about a ½ inch of space in between the string to the back of the D-loop. What we're putting down is the new Pine Ridge Kisser button that they came out with this year. It's slotted, real easy to put on. Comes with 2 knocks to put on there. They got different colors. It's called the Pine Ridge Kisser button. It's a slotted one. Putting a red one on here for Todd to match everything. What we're doing now is we're changing out Todd's loop to match the string. Pulling the red string on there. We're going to tie it in down here on the down cable on the Monster 7. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to center the rest left and right. I'm going to start out by measuring the distance off the riser from in between ½ inch to 3/4 to start with. And then we'll go back downstairs and we'll get into the hooter shooter. We'll check it. What we're going to do is we're going to check the draw arrow so the rest is coming up no more than like 1 inch from full draw. That way it's set up correctly and it's not pulling too much on there. Right now, Todd's arrow's rest is at 26 1/4. His cams are a little bit off. At full draw with the Easton arrow marker is at 27 inches. So we'll go back the next 3/4 of an inch. That way, now Todd's cams are in time, his rest is in time. That way he gets the optimal performance out of his bow. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go downstairs. We're gonna have Todd grab his release. We're gonna go and we're gonna check the peep sight heights. We're gonna draw this back, check the kisser button first, get that tight, and we're gonna check his peep sight height so we're not moving the string up or the peep sight up and down in the string. What we're doing now is we're installing Todd's peep. We got a mark when he had it at full draw. We're gonna install his peep insider so we got the right height. Move this blue string up where Todd's, so it's easier to separate. Installing the peep, making sure the strands are equal on each side. Todd shot 3 arrows in the target, shoot about 4 inches low. So what we're gonna do is move the sight down so we get him sighted in at 20 yards. What we did is we shot from 5 steps away with Todd's bow, and here he's got a perfect bullet hole. That's what we're looking for. We got Todd's bow all done today. We got the new cord put in, D-loop kisser button from Pine Ridge, his new peep sight put in. We adjusted everything. We got his cams in time with the hooter shooter today, and he's shooting bullet holes at 5 steps, and we got him sighted at 20 yards, hitting X's. So, Todd, enjoy your bow.
Hey, Tim, thanks for the help. I always appreciate working with you. I'll tell you what, guys, it's been a while since I shot. It's been almost 6 months since I actually picked up a bow and been shooting, and I'll tell you what, it feels good. I'm ready to be back in the game, and for all you who are coming to our bow shoot this year, look out. I'm going to be ready for you. Not like last year where I sucked.
Well, that just about wraps up this episode of Bow Hunt or Die. Just as a reminder, we've got the 3rd annual bowhunting.com get-together coming up on June 11th in Garden Prairie, Illinois, and everybody is invited. This is a great day. You can bring the whole family. It's a ton of fun. We've got a 3D course set up with Reinhardt targets. We've got a long distance shoot. We've got a pop-up 3D tournament that we're going to be having. We're raffling off a brand new Mathews Z7 Extreme bow. There's food and beverages. It's a great time. Bring the whole family out. We hope to see you there.
Now, as we promised in last month's episode, we have selected the best trail cam photo posted on our Facebook wall. So congratulations to Andy Todd. That was an impressive buck. Make sure to post your best trophy photos on our Facebook page for a chance to be in next month's episode. That's facebook.com/bowhunting.
Well, that's all for this month. We hope to see everybody out at Coon Creek Hunt Club in June for the get-together. And if you want more information, make sure to log on to the bowhunting.com forum. Everything you need to know can be found right there.
Bow hunt or die.
Gonna get to work.
We just got done. Oh, gee.
Late March. Track the deer.
That's why you don't let Brian use your equipment.